Consider this. You have been without electricity for 3 long, icy days, and it is currently -2 degrees outdoors. No warmth, no illumination, no water flowing. Doesn't that seem like a nightmare? Last winter, for 4.5 million Americans, this was more than just a nightmare. What made people who lived comfortably different from those who didn't? Only 10 essentials. I'll tell you exactly what these things are if you stay with me for the next several minutes. The worst part is that 97% of preppers make a serious error with one of these things. Keep reading to find out what it is, since during winter outages, survival becomes more important than annoyance. 10th, sources of heat. Imagine that you recently lost electricity. That comfortable 72-degree house where you've been lounging. It's going to become your worst adversary. Researchers discovered the following during the big outage in the Northeast in December 2024. In just 6 hours, the majority of houses reached dangerous temperatures. This is your window of opportunity to survive. 48 hours before hypothermia becomes a life-threatening condition. The problem is that most tutorials overlook this important piece of advice. Avoid heating the entire house. Warm up your survival space. Let's dissect it. 1. Zone heating. Select a smaller space where heat naturally rises, preferably an upstairs room. This method keeps you warmer for longer while using less energy. 2. Sources of safe heat. Indoor safe propane heaters. Last month saw the launching of the revolutionary Mr. Heater Flex series. It is twice as efficient as previous versions, heating 450 square feet while operating on low for 12 hours. It costs about $120, which is a tiny thing to pay for survival. Important safety. Tip: avoid using outside heaters inside. The Consumer Safety Board recorded 27 cases of carbon monoxide poisoning due to this error last month. You should think about the following 3 indoor safe options. 1. Effective and constructed with the newest safety measures are catalytic heaters. 2. Choose radiant propane heaters that include oxygen sensors. 3. For increased safety, only use kerosene heaters with automated shutoff switches. Layering your heat sources is a pro tip. Last winter, Mike Foster, an expert in Arctic survival, evaluated 17 portable heaters and discovered that one heater is no longer sufficient. In addition to emergency candles, which can raise the temperature of a small room by 5 degrees for about $30, he suggests starting with a gas heater and bringing USB-powered heating pads, which are a popular item that sells out quickly on survival sites. Light solutions. Number 9. During a blackout, your house turns into a labyrinth of unseen threats as the sun sets. Emergency centers in Boston reported a 300% increase in home injuries during blackouts in December. Why? They were unable to sight their destination. The good news? You don't need to make mistakes in the dark. The newest effective lighting options are as follows. Runtime Kings. Solar-powered LED lanterns. Dependable, durable, and ideal for emergency situations. Headlamps. Illuminate your way while freeing up your hands. Glow sticks. An inexpensive, underappreciated backup that lasts for several hours. These lanterns aren't your grandfather's. There is more to the 2024 BioLite lanterns than meets the eye. The best thing is that these bad boys can operate for 50 hours on a single charge. Even on the dreariest winter days, when you need them most, they refuel. Don't worry about changing batteries all the time. Reliable lighting will look like this in the future. There's more though. Chemical light sticks. Listen up before you roll your eyes. This is where most individuals make a major error. Don't only take the generic, subpar ones. Military-grade chemical light sticks function even at extremely low temperatures and have a 12-hour lifespan, which is double the typical 6-hour lifespan. These bad boys won't disappoint you like those battery-operated models that freeze. Here's another clever trick. Stick-on lights that sense motion. This is currently a very popular trend among preppers. These innovative sticky lights need little battery life and turn on automatically as you pass. They are ideal for marking staircases and emergency exits. The most crucial element, however, is this. According to recent studies, 82% of people don't recognize they need enough illumination until it's too late. Get ready now rather than waiting when you're stumbling in the dark. Pro tip: Keep your lights spread over many rooms. A lot of individuals were stranded in dark rooms during last month's Texas blackout. Avoid making the same error twice. Number 8. Filtration and storage of water. Imagine for a moment that your pipes are frozen solid. The faucets are completely dry. And the bottle of water you purchased? Yes, it is also frozen solid. Last December, hundreds of residents in Texas were frantically searching for water when this very situation struck. Experts were taken aback by recent EPA statistics showing that 68% of Americans significantly underestimate their winter water requirements. The important thing to remember is that winter dehydration is quiet and fatal. It's much riskier since you don't feel as thirsty as you would in the summer. In fact, colder temperatures cause your body's thirst response to drop by 40%. Now, for some useful survival advice, FEMA's 2024 standards still suggest 1 gallon per person per day, but that is no longer the case. In fact, you require 20% more water during the winter months per a groundbreaking study from the University of Michigan. Why? Because in order to remain warm, your body is using more calories. Let's now dispel some harmful falsehoods that are circulating online. Those TikTok videos about bathtub water storage that went viral? A total catastrophe. The unvarnished facts of water storage are as follows. WaterBrick's 3.5-gallon stackable concept is revolutionizing the industry. They are ideal for keeping water anyplace, and you can practically stack them like Legos. Here's a secret though. In freeze testing, Aquatainer BPA-free containers fared better than WaterBricks. They're a very good yet underappreciated choice. Avoid sleeping on clean 2-liter drink bottles if you're on a tight budget. Because of their better seal, the CDC verified that they are safer than milk jugs. Here's a crucial tip though, regardless of what you use. Keep your water containers off concrete flooring. You don't want concrete to speed up the freezing process, where most preppers make mistakes with water filtration. Let's discuss filtering. Amazon is overflowing with those fashionable UV wands. In temperatures lower than 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it is completely worthless. Spend your money wisely. A startling fact was revealed by the CDC's winter testing. 89% of common filters break in cold temperatures. What do the experts employ then? Gravity-fed systems, particularly the new winter models developed by Berkey and Sawyer. Advanced ceramic components that can tolerate temperatures as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit are used in these. To ensure that they function even under the most severe winter circumstances, they have undergone laboratory testing. A vital survival tip, however, is to keep your water filter in your sleeping bag at night. An unusable filter is one that is frozen. Staying ready for unforeseen circumstances, such as frigid weather, power outages, or water shortages, is the focus of this section. How effectively you plan will determine if you survive. You'll be much more equipped to handle any storm that comes your way if you have those water storage systems and illumination options available. Water pollution, a quiet danger. Johns Hopkins researchers have discovered something horrifying. In frigid temperatures, just 48 hours without water can cause a 30% impairment in judgment. For winter situations, this renders the traditional maxim 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water obsolete. The harsh reality is that water infrastructure fails within hours of a power grid outage. Recognize this now before it's too late. Expect the worst. Foods and cooking techniques, number is 7. Imagine this for a moment. Your stomach is grumbling, it's below freezing, and it's completely dark. Does that sound familiar? 82% of Americans are severely unprepared for a winter food catastrophe, according to a startling analysis issued by FEMA in December 2024. However, you will be among the 18% who are prepared. Now, let's discuss survival fuel. The military's new 3,600-calorie snacks have completely changed emergency nutrition. These granola bars aren't your typical ones. They have a 5-year shelf life and are intended to last you a whole day. Now, make sure each family member has at least 3. You'll be glad you did. I promise. Another essential component is protein. We require 50% more protein in cold circumstances than we previously believed, according to recent survival study. To keep your body robust, stock up on canned chicken, tuna, and salmon that are low in salt. These foods now contain 40% more protein and may be stored for up to 7 years, thanks to recent advancements in canning. Now, vacuum-sealed dried fruits are a game changer that most people overlook. They are psychological survival tactics, not only snacks. According to studies, preserving familiar flavors might lessen stress during crises. Additionally, they aid in avoiding the dreaded eating tiredness that frequently turns into a blackout within 72 hours. These fruits may survive up to 2 years thanks to revolutionary vacuum sealing technology. Cooking techniques, where the most preppers go wrong. Let's discuss cooking techniques. Here is where a lot of preppers make mistakes. Below 30 degrees Fahrenheit, conventional butane stoves frequently malfunction. What is the answer then? Dual fuel systems are required. The most recent versions can switch between butane and alcohol fuels and use PZ2O ignition, which eliminates the need for matches. Your life might literally be saved by this redundancy. There's more, though. Unlike previous models that froze at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, the new generation Sterno fuel has been developed to operate at -40 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're preparing for a family of 4, you'll need at least 6 cans of Sterno to get you through a week of emergencies because one can make 15 hot meals. Intelligent rotation and storage. The newest thing among survivalists is smart storage. To keep track of when your emergency food supplies expire, download the new app from FEMA. Every 6 months, the app reminds you to maintain your supplies stocked. Because, let's be honest, having expired emergency supplies when you need them most is worse than being without food. Blackouts in the winter are increasingly certain. In 2025, severe winter storms are expected to grow by 300%, according to meteorologists. Blackouts during the winter are becoming a matter of when rather than if. You'll be prepared for disasters if you begin your preparations now. Communication devices. Number 6. Your smartphone might as well be a paperweight during a winter outage when every second counts and everything goes dark. Here are the findings of the most recent study, which was published in December 2024, regarding maintaining connectivity in the event of a power outage. It is absolutely necessary to have an emergency weather radio. One of the best options for survivalists is the Midland ER40. It is made to continue providing you with important weather information even in the event of a power outage. Get one now before it's too late, since you'll need it when you're isolated from the outside world. Changing the face of emergency communication equipment. The emergency weather radio, which has an amazing 60-hour battery life and device charging capabilities, was a lifesaver for remote villages during the recent Canadian ice storms. It was the sole connection between these towns and emergency services. Thus, it was more than simply a radio. This is why it's important. Even when you're asleep, it automatically gets NOAA weather notifications. Compared to earlier versions, the new solar panel charges twice as quickly. Satellite messengers, technology that can save lives. Now, satellite messengers are something that most people overlook. A game changer is the Garmin InReach Mini 3. Even if it is buried beneath 3 feet of snow, it can still send SOS messages because it only weighs 4 ounces. It may seem like a significant investment at $400, but it's well worth the money. What it provides is as follows: texting in both directions, sharing locations, weather predictions that don't require mobile service. Consider Sarah, who lives in Minnesota. Her family's vehicle became stuck in the snow during the blizzard that occurred last month. Sarah led rescue crews through areas with no visibility using the Garmin InReach Mini 3. The fact that her tale went viral is evidence that this technology is life-saving. Two-way ham radios power two-way amateur radios are the true game changer. The Baofeng UV5R is less than $30, but the important thing is that you need a license. When all other communication channels failed during last winter's grid meltdown in Texas, licensed ham operators were left to coordinate rescue operations. Following previous tragedies, the number of applications for ham licenses has increased by 300%, according to the most current FCC data. Here's a good tip. Sign up for local amateur radio organizations right away. Every month, they conduct emergency exercises to ensure you'll be prepared for anything. EMPs and Faraday bags for protection. Faraday bags are crucial for safeguarding your communication equipment. NASA cautions that we are about to enter an exceptionally active solar cycle, as recent solar flare activity has tripled. Your emergency communication gadgets might be destroyed by a single EMP pulse. The Mission Darkness bags are military-grade and well worth the investment. They have withstood rigorous testing, including at temperatures as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit, and completely block all signals. Avoid losing your important communications. Radio power hack. Let's discuss power. An essential update for your radios are lithium battery packs. Even at extremely cold conditions, they have a 3-fold longer lifespan than conventional batteries. When you need your radio to remain functional during a winter emergency, these might be the difference between life and death. Emergency frequencies on paper. Having a paper copy of emergency frequencies and contact numbers on hand might save you countless hours. Those who had written emergency information received assistance 4 hours sooner than those who depended on digital storage during last week's ice storm in Montana. Reliable, non-digital sources can be your best bet in an emergency. Expert advice. Examine your electronics tonight. You can do the following tonight. Verify the batteries on your emergency radio. Get maps offline. Put emergency frequencies in writing. Why? Having your communication tools ready and tested is not only handy, but also essential for survival when time is of the essence. Number 5. Batteries and power banks. Your phone becomes your lifeline in the event of a power grid failure. However, most people are unaware of this fact. A study conducted by PowerTech Labs in December 2024 found that malfunctioning communication devices were a factor in 78% of blackout-related incidents. Not any power bank will do the trick. When it comes to backup power, you must be strategic. Having the correct power bank might be the difference between being left out in the dark and keeping connected. Selecting the best power banks for performance that can save lives. Let's explore power banks that have the potential to literally save your life in an emergency. There is more to the 26,800 milliamp hour capacity than meets the eye. This is the maximum permissible capacity for air travel as per the new FAA criteria for 2024, and it has enough power to charge your phone 7 times. Consider this. One power bank can provide emergency communications for a whole week. The problem is that bandwidth isn't everything. The most recent development in survival, Life PO4 power banks. Life PO4 power banks are ready. These aren't your typical everyday batteries. Conventional power banks stop functioning at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, while the revolutionary Life PO4 technology continues to function at an astounding -4 degrees Fahrenheit. When hypothermia threatens, Black & Solar's newest model combines electricity with a crucial 140 degrees Fahrenheit hand warmer feature that might save lives. Emergency response perspectives. The importance of quickness and adaptability. In recent outages, emergency response teams found the following. When power returns, even momentarily, 65-watt charging is not just faster, but also essential. Your gadgets will be back online sooner if you can recharge them more quickly. Having many ports is essential, not simply a luxury. Electricity emergency radios at the same time. Charge vital medical equipment or share electricity with neighbors. Integrated features that may save lives. During last winter's Canadian ice storms, the integrated illumination function saved numerous lives. However, most emergency services won't inform you this crucial tip. Invest in a power bank that has an SOS strobe feature. It maximizes visibility to rescue workers while using the least amount of energy, which might be the difference between being overlooked or discovered. Power bank storage. The 40% charge rule. Storage is more important than you may imagine. Based on the most recent battery research from MIT, the 40% charge guideline is essential. They found that after 5 years, batteries stored at 40% capacity retain 89% of their capacity, but fully charged batteries only retain 65%. Set up quarterly testing reminders to make sure your emergency power stays functional. The first Sunday of the season works best. Winter storms are getting worse, raising the stakes. Reliable power is more important than ever since winter storms are getting stronger by 14% a year, according to climate research. The Texas blackout of 2021 served as a warning, not a strange occurrence. More than 200 individuals died, many of them as a result of being unable to contact for assistance. In severe cold, power banks that cost less than $20 frequently malfunction. Make a quality investment now to avoid being helpless when it counts most. You have an option. Number 4. Medicines and first aid. Imagine the following scenario. Temps are dropping and the electricity system suddenly failed. You don't have the electricity to keep your heart medicine cold, even if it's in that kitchen cabinet. 68% of Americans are unprepared for pharmaceutical crises during blackouts, per a January 2025 Emergency Medicine Journal article. Enhancing your medical kit for winter. It's time to upgrade your winter medical kit. According to startling new statistics from the American College of Emergency Physicians, the number of cold-related injuries has doubled in the last 12 months. It's not only about bandages anymore, though, and that's what they don't tell you. Start with these necessities for colds. Medical grade, 12-hour lasting rapid heat packs made with innovative crystallization technology. A gel for treating frostbite that contains glycerol molecules to protect tissue. Digital thermometers for hypothermia with a minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit rating. Waterproof trauma dressings that, even under the most severe circumstances, won't freeze. Medical-grade superglue, which is necessary for cuts when emergency personnel are out of reach. Important monitoring, safeguarding your drugs. During power outages, let's discuss your prescription drugs. A crucial mistake was discovered in a December 2024 FDA report. 73% of life-saving drugs are jeopardized during power outages. Consider your current prescriptions, blood thinners, thyroid medications, and insulin. All of them are at danger. Your all-inclusive drug survival plan. This is your doable plan for ensuring the security of your prescription drugs. 1. Invest in a battery-operated Medicool Pro cooler. Your medications will remain viable throughout prolonged outages thanks to this cooler's 72-hour temperature retention and innovative lithium battery technology. 2. Establish a 30-day emergency supply rotation. Make sure you use phase-change material containers that can hold steady temperatures for up to 48 hours and clearly mark expiration dates. 3. Install temperature monitors that run on batteries. You'll always be aware of whether your prescriptions are within the safe temperature range if you have smartphone alerts. Maintain waterproof medication information cards. Make sure you have all the important information on hand, even in the event that your phone or digital records malfunction. Include dose instructions and emergency procedures for every medicine. The importance of temperature control for drugs. According to recent Johns Hopkins research, excessive cold reduces the efficiency of medications by 30%. The secret, though, is to keep prescription drugs in several places. Don't store all of your materials in one location. Apply the rule of 3-3-3, 3 places, 3 different kinds of storage, 3 contingency plans. Case study, blackout in the Northeast. In 2024, 82% of medicine emergencies during the 2024 Northeast blackout happened within the first 48 hours of the power outage. Avoid being just another statistic. Get these materials before the next storm strikes so that your action plan can begin. Number 3. Blankets and winter clothes. In harsh weather, your winter layers serve as your survival suit in addition to keeping you warm. We learned a terrible lesson from the Arctic blast in December of last year, when temperatures fell and the number of hypothermia cases in emergency departments increased by 300%. Layering for survival. Having the correct equipment is crucial. What the survivors did differently is as follows. 1. First layer, base layers of merino wool. Modern merino wool keeps 90% of its warmth even when wet, unlike the scratchy wool your grandfather wore. In below-freezing temperatures, synthetic substitutes such as the recently introduced Polartec Power Grid performed poorly. Second layer, wool mid-layers or heat-trap fleece. A startling discovery was made by the Norwegian Arctic Institute. Trapped air pockets are more important than material thickness. Layering should be loose rather than tight. 3. The outermost layer, or shield. 97% of individuals make the mistake of ignoring those stylish downcoats. In wet snow conditions, waterproof, breathable textiles such as Gore-Tex Infinium perform 40% better than conventional alternatives. Blankets, the hierarchy of survival. Quality and layering are important factors when it comes to blankets. 1. Mylar blankets for emergencies. 90% of your body heat is reflected by your main survival tool. 2. Blankets made of wool. Wool blankets provide good insulation, even in damp conditions. Their efficacy in challenging environments has been confirmed by recent experiments. 3. Ceramic-infused fiber hybrid blankets. The revolutionary finding is that these hybrid blankets retain 30% more heat than conventional ones. Most missed critical blanket. Tip: as with your clothes, arrange your blankets in layers. According to tests, in extremely cold temperatures, 3 lighter blankets work better than 1 heavy blanket, offering greater movement and insulation. Layers of clothing are essential for 60% of winter blackout survival. The purpose of your clothing system during a blackout is survival, not comfort. In extremely low temperatures, the appropriate clothes might be the difference between life and death. Recent data indicates a 40% rise in prolonged winter blackouts with an average duration of 89 hours, according to the National Weather Service. For this reason, it is not only wise but also necessary to stack several heating methods. Second, other heating instruments. Consider the following scenario. Temperatures fall below zero and the electrical grid collapses. Understanding important heating options that many preppers ignore is now essential to your survival. This is your guide. Warmers for the body. The Hot Hands Body Warmer XL is one of the most recent innovations in personal heating. These warmers have improved their iron oxidation formula, which enables them to deliver consistent heat for 24 hours. The secret is to place them strategically on your inner thighs or femoral arteries to maximize heat dispersion and warm blood flow throughout your body. Heating indoors. Dual sensor technology has marked a significant improvement for the Mr. Heater Portable Buddy. It can now detect carbon monoxide and oxygen deficiency. But it's crucial to keep in mind that inadequate ventilation is the cause of 82% of accidents. Observe the ventilation rule: 1 square inch for every 1,000 BTUs. Technology for heating graphene. Thermacell's Heat Wrap series has brought graphene heating technology to the preparation industry. With just a 2,000 milliamp-hour battery, this military-grade device can keep the temperature at 104 degrees Fahrenheit for 6 hours. A solar charging model will be available in 2025, increasing its adaptability for longer survival. Building a heating system with multiple layers. Build a 3-layer heating system to maximize warmth. 1. Warmers for the body to provide warmth. 2. Room temperature catalytic heaters. 3 options for emergency backup include -40 degrees Fahrenheit, Wooltech, Therma, Save blankets. Advice for using heating devices. Safely. According to the National Fire Protection Association's rules, heating equipment should be 3 feet away. Additionally, make sure each floor has a battery-operated carbon monoxide detector and test it once a month. A 74% improvement in survivorship has been reported by the CDC when detector installation is done correctly. Label expiry dates and keep these things in a convenient grab-and-go container. After the manufacturer's date, body warmers lose 5% of their efficiency annually. Act immediately, particularly in light of the fact that emergency services received twice as many calls during winter blackouts in December 2024. First, keep your emergency documents safe. Your basement floods due to burst pipes after a terrible winter storm when temperatures are dropping and the electricity is out for days. Your most precious items right now are your important documents, not your TV or furnishings. Safeguard your important records. In 2024, winter-related document loss has increased by 40% over the previous year, according to recent FEMA figures. Worse, incorrect storage is causing 35% of insurance claims for document replacement to be denied. What you must safeguard in 2024 is as follows. 1. Important identity records. Beginning. In March 2024, enhanced Real ID will be needed in government facilities. O COVID-19 and immunization records, including boosters for new variants. O Social Security cards, current with the most recent data. Features of holographic security for your vital records. Your documents become your lifeline in an emergency. Making ensuring your papers are safe and secure is essential while getting ready for winter outages. The 3 levels of document protection that can provide you peace of mind during emergencies are broken down as follows. Layer 1. Individual identification. 1. Birth certificates. These include POSLI certification and holographic security elements, making them suitable for use abroad. 2. Passports and driver's licenses should be kept up to date and safely preserved. Layer 2. Monetary safety. 1. Bank statements, clearly displaying emergency cash that are available right now. 2. Passwords for cryptocurrency cold storage. Make sure they are encrypted and kept in a secure location. 3. Updated insurance plans, particularly those that include provisions for winter storms. 4. Mortgage papers and property deeds are essential for compensation in the event of house damage. Medical protection in the 3rd layer. 1. List of prescription drugs and doses. Provide a list of essential drugs and their dosages. 2. Make sure your family is aware of your medical power of attorney in case of an emergency. 3. Recent diagnoses and test findings. 4. Make sure all of your healthcare professionals' emergency contact details are up to date. The Document Protection System 321. The National Weather Service now suggests the 321 Document Protection System to improve the security of your most crucial documents. Each document is in 3 copies. There are 2 kinds of storage: digital, backed up with 256-bit encryption, and physical, in containers that are fireproof and waterproof. To guard against local calamities, keep 1 duplicate at least 100 miles away from your house. Investing advice. Document preservation has never been simpler thanks to the newest waterproof document containers, which now include integrated humidity indicators and QR code tracking. This is revolutionary for safeguarding the future of your family. Act immediately to preserve the future of your family. Get a document container that is waterproof and fireproof and certified for at least 30 minutes at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Digital backups should be made using 256-bit encryption. Make sure everyone is informed by updating your emergency contact list every 3 months. Keep in mind that these records may hold the key to recovery during a winter emergency. Don't let the security of your family be jeopardized by a $30 investment. The question is not if winter blackouts will occur, but when. Don't be one of the many who discovered this lesson too late last year